Hey guys, welcome to the Tire Story 7. I'm reviewing this, which is the Marvel Legends X-Men, or should I say X-Force Sunspot action figure. So this is pretty cool. We got a nice clear view of him in box. We got this really cool artwork on the side of him. I actually love how they did this with the black. It just looks so awesome. His powers being activated. Then on the back here you have a picture for him and a bio and the other characters and waves. So let's open this up. So here we have Sunspot, and his suit is pretty cool. I'm not incredibly familiar with him, but I remember when he was announced for Days of Future Past, looking him up and reading about him. I always thought he was a pretty cool mutant. I always wish he had kind of done more in the movies. I think he's actually going to be a part of the New Mutants. I think he's one of the main characters in that. Unfortunately, it's not the same actor from Days of Future Past, which some people might like that, but I don't know. I think that was one big problem with the X-Men movies. They just had a hard time keeping continuity. But regardless, I really like the details on him. I like how they did him. You know, he's in his full-on power set mode here, and it just looks awesome the way it transitions onto his hair and face. You've got the red, almost Ninja Turtle like mask going on back here, and then there's some nice detailings too, kind of like where the hair would be painted here, where it's kind of shorter, like on the back of his head. I don't know if you can see that, but almost kind of like cuts over. I think that's pretty cool how they did that. Even though it's not painted, it's still nice that they molded it. You do have this power effect here, and from what I can tell, it's non-removable, but it does, like when you have his other power effects on, it does, you know, resemble that kind of material, so I think that's kind of cool. They did keep a consistency. You got the X logo here, and this yellow collar, which isn't coming off, it's staying in place, which I'm happy about, because I was kind of afraid it would be loose, but it does stay on there pretty well. He's got the red that cuts through with the blue there, and then he has the black on his gloves, and the yellow bands, which are pretty neat. Moving down, his suit's really just a combination of blue and red, but on his boots here, you have these yellow stripes, which look really cool. And I like how they keep the consistency with one side of his shoes being blue and red. I think that's a pretty unique look. In terms of articulation, you got a 360 at the head, and you can look up and down. You got 360 the arm, swing up the shoulder, 360 there, double joint elbows, 360 the wrist, and they're on hinges, 360 at the torso, but it's kind of stiff. There's an ab crunch, flex forwards, backwards, and outwards, 360 the thigh, double joint knees. There's a 360 at the boot cut, and the feet move up and down and go side to side. So in terms of articulation, pretty close to what we've seen before, you know, pretty much what we've seen before, but still not a bad thing. I think they did a pretty good job with it. And now, as for his power effect, you do get these, which, if I'm not mistaken, I believe these are basically the same kind of mutant power effects they make with, like, literally every single mutant. They made these with Magneto. They made these with, I think they made them with Storm once. They made them with Polaris. They made them, I think, with Scarlet Witch a couple times. We've just seen these pieces quite a few times. And to be honest, I don't really think that's a bad thing. I think these are good effect pieces. Sure, they're the same piece done in different colors, but I think it's a good piece. And like I said, I might be wrong. It might be a new one, but I always like this. I like how it clips onto the hands. And, you know, I think if something, you know, I think if it's good, if it works, don't get rid of it. I like how they keep kind of reusing some of these parts, because some of these parts work and some of them are definitely a lot better compared to how action figure accessories used to be. So if there's one that's really good, I don't mind if they reuse it, to be honest. And sometimes I kind of prefer it. So yeah. And then here's Sunspot with his accessories added, his powers being activated, and as you can see, they look pretty cool in hand. Like I said, they match the back of him, which is nice, and he's just activating his energies and everything. Took a second to get him to stand there, and he just looks really cool. He's like ready to fight mode, and yeah, I really like this. Thank you for watching. Please rate, like, and subscribe.